Hello everybody, today we're going to look at enums in Rust. So where did I get this inspiration from? I got it from Rustlings. Rustlings is a project available on GitHub which you can download, and it provides you with some examples of Rust code which you can edit, and you can edit it so that it actually compiles. The idea is that there is an issue with each piece of code and you need to correct it to get it to successfully compile. So rust-lang/rustlings on github.com. So enums, this is going to be a very quick introduction because following on from enums, you can then look at pattern matching and structs and putting structs into enums and so on and so on. Enum actually stands for enumerate. And I've got this example here, so let's just comment that out, and I'm just going to run through it line by line. When I get to the end of the code, I have three print statements. To make the enums successfully print, I need to have this line before I create the enum. So to create the enum, in fact, let's type this from scratch. So enum, I'm going to call it snooker. And you put it inside some curly braces, and then what I'm going to do, as you just saw, is have a red, which is going to be worth 1, but we don't need to know what it's worth. We're just creating, effectively, we're creating placeholders really. So yellow, and that is 8 as well, and green. So in real life, these values would actually be 1, 2, and 3. For the sake of this tutorial, we'll stick with that. So that can exist outside. So line 3 down to line 8, that is basically a enum which will hold some values in our main section. So fn main, and inside that we will have our actual values. So we'll just say snooker, so that's the name of your enum, then 2 colons, and then the name here will be red, yellow, green. You can see it, I don't need to talk through all of it, but the interesting thing is at the end, these 3 print statements, you do need the debug, so you need the colon and the question mark. If I try and compile it without, I get a compile error. Cannot be formatted with the default formatter. So if I come back here, put that back in. So for printing out in enum, this is kind of for debug purposes really, because in all likelihood you would be getting these values and doing something with them within your code and sending them to a device, multiplying them, whatever. That is my own example. I just want to show you, so this is enum 4. If we look at enum 1, this is the example which you get with rustlings, and I've actually fixed this one, I believe. Yeah. So, and you can see it compiles. So I've done that one. Enums 2, you need to go for the RS one. So you see I've got 2, and then I've got 2.rs. So 2 is the binary, which obviously means I've successfully compiled it. So look at 2. If you want to see the answers, that's the solution. And if you look on GitHub, there are repos with all the solutions. Obviously, that's cheating, and you're not going to learn very much. So yeah, try it all yourself. The third example I haven't done yet. You see the instructions here. So address all the to-dos to make the tests passed. Execute rustlings hint enums 3 or use hint watch subcommand for a hint. So you see on line 8, we need to create the enum. And down here, create a match expression to process the different message variants. That's beyond the scope of this video. I need to go away and study up on matching, I've kind of got the gist of it, but if you look on rustlang, enum, a type that can be any one of several variants. So basically it's a way to force, if you're coming from functional program, it's more commonly known as algebraic data types. The important detail is that each enum variant can have data to go along with it. So effectively that's what we've just done. And as I say, you can get complex one which would contain structs within the enum. The first enum shown is kind of usual kind of enum you'd find in C style language. And if you've read C programming in easy steps, you'll recognize the snooker enum that I've just shown you. The second shows off a hypothetical example of something storing location data with coord being any other type that's needed, for example a struct. So the second type was this one, and that could be a struct. The third example demonstrates the kind of data a variant can store, ranging from nothing to a tuple to an anonymous struct. Instantiating enum variants involves explicitly using the enum's name as its namespace. If you've done C++, you'll know about namespaces, so that's effectively the two colons, followed by one of its variants, simple enum, the double colon. So with mine, that was the name of the enum, and then that was the actual, that was the color. So that was what the enum was called snooker, and then the thing that I wanted to pick out was there. So that was either red, yellow, or green. When data follows along with a variant, such as with Rust's built-in option type, the data is added as the type it describes. For example, option. So some Rust has got a built-in option type where you can have some or none. I'm not going to cover that here because I don't understand it well enough yet. But yeah, just be aware that Rust has got some kind of built-in types. Rust book. This is the Rust Bible. So if you want to become good at Rust, you probably would be wise to read through pretty much all of this. I believe is it 16 chapters? No, more than that. 20. The final one, building a single-threaded web server, multi-threaded server. Yeah, so Rust programming language, effectively that's the Bible. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon with another tutorial. Thank you. Don't forget to subscribe if you like these videos. Thank you.